Bar, these Shvatim who had a lot of sheep wanted to stay the Ever Ayarde. They did not want to cross over the Jordan with the rest of the Jewish people because the lands that they conquered, Sichon and Og, had a lot of very good pasture land. And Moshe was very upset. He saw a little bit of what would happen with the Meraglim, that if they don't want to cross, it's going to infect the rest of Klal Yisrael. So he made them make a t'nai that, yes, we'll let you stay there, but you have to come into the land with the people until they finish conquering the land. Then, and meanwhile, you could build cities for your families and for the sheep. You must come into the land with the people to fight. And after the fight, you can go back. This is what Moshe Rabbeinu told them. So now, Moshe is not alive. So Yoshua says, Amar Yoshua lemor. Zachor et hadavar. Remember, asher tzivatchem Moshe eved Hashem lemor. Hashem Elokechem meniach lachem v'natan lachem et haaretz hazot. That Hashem allowed you to stay here. We're talking about Ever Ayarde. Nishtechem tapchem u'mitechem, your wives, your children, and your flocks. Yeshvu ba'aretz asher natan lachem Moshe be'Ever Ayarde. That Moshe granted you the lands of Sichon and Og. But va'atem, you the males, ta'avrucha mushim, which means armed, lifnei achechem, kol gibur achayil, va'azartem otam. You have to help them in their battles against the 31 kings that they had to conquer. Until your brothers have been left, so they have their own right of inheriting the land. After that, then you'll be able to go back to where your families are and be Yoresh that land. East, right? Because Ever Yarden is east of the Jordan. Vayanu at Yoshua lemor, so they responded. Kol asher tzivitanu naseh, vel kol asher tishlachanu elech. Wherever you send us, we'll go. Kechol asher shamanu al Moshe. The way we listen to Moshe, Ken Yishma elech, we'll listen to you. Rak, Yi Hashem lokecha imach, kasher haya im Moshe. As long as you fulfill your bargain, we're going to see whether Hashem stays with you or not. If you are tzaddik and staying connected to Torah, and we see that you have success, Hashem is with you, we will be with you as well. And kol ish asher yamre picha, whoever goes against you. The word yamre is like, for example, a zokein mamre. In halacha, we have a din that if Bezdin paskins a certain halacha. And this is now, they voted, and that's the halacha. And if one of the zakenim fights against that, he's called the zokein mamre, he can be put to death. So mamre is from the lashon that he's opposed to the norm. So kol ish asher yamre picha, whoever goes against your word, v'lo yishmat v'recha, l'chol asher titzavenu yumat. Like a melech, because remember, Yoshua is a melech. And therefore, whoever goes against the melech even can be put to death. Rak chazak ve'ematz. And again, this exhortation to have chizuk in Torah. So I just wanted to, I'm going back to pasuk Yud. That's the end of the parak. Basically, Yoshua was given two prophecies. This is a little bit of what the Ma'am Loez says about this. That he was going to be taking Moshe Rabbeinu's place, and Hashem told him to tell Klal Yisrael, don't mourn that much, even though Moshe died, because I'm now about to fulfill the promise about taking Klal Yisrael into the land, and that's still operative. And it's interesting, Yoshua doesn't tell them about the first nevuah, the way Hashem told him, you're going to be the leader and you're going to take over, because Yoshua he was an onaf, like his Rebbe Moshe. He mainly told the Shotrim to tell Klal Yisrael that now they're going into the land. So he avoids Gaiva. And this thing that we said, Hechidu lachem tzeidah ladarech, says Rashi, Kol davar hatzorech laderech, uklei zeinem lamilchama. They need the stuff to travel and weapons. Omer lev l'sake. She'im ata omer b'maychal v'mishteh. If it's only, he's telling them prepare food. Hareu mistapkin b'man shebichlem ateh zayin b'nisan. There's a calculation that the mon that they had gathered still in the midbar would last until Tet Zayin Nisan. Now they're on Zayin Nisan. So they really didn't need to prepare food. Later on, we're going to see that the mon stopped the day before they went into, before the 15th of Nisan, and therefore they might not, and the mon was still falling. So that's why Rashi is learning that the Tzeidah here also refers to weapons. So it wasn't just that they were going to go into Eretz Yisrael, Eretz Canaan, and Hashem was going to do the fighting for them. You see, they went in Somchin al Anais. They went and prepared with weaponry as well. Now, does anybody have any comments they want to make about this part, the end of the parak? The only thing that
Ernie, are they showing support for Yoshua, or are they kind of chastising him, saying, we're only to support you if, you're kind of as good as Moshe Rabbeinu?
No, they were giving him very good support. Like they said, we will kill anybody who goes against you. The concept of that they were getting, that they told him that we want to see, like the Radak says, Kishetelech b'derech Moshe, sheyeh Hashem imach kasher haya im Moshe. They want to see the same kind of support that Moshe Rabbeinu got from Hashem to Yoshua. And as long as that continues, we're going to be with you. But the Rishonim seem to suggest that these were very big people. The Reuven, the Lagodi. Now we're going to learn in another parak why they arranged for half of the Shevet of Menashe to be with them. They were going to be like the Rebbeim, because Menashe is from Yosef, and we'll see that their influence on the Reuven and the Gadi was to keep them sort of in the fold, connected to Torah. That's why half went with them, but half remained in Eretz Yisrael. And we'll see that in a future parak. Okay, let's go weiter. Parak Beis. Vayishlach Yoshua benun min hashitim, shnayim anashim meraglim, cheresh lemor. Yoshua now sends two spies. Cheresh, we'll see what that means, like in secret. And he tells them, L'chu re'u es ha'aretz ve'es Yericho. He's basically sending them into the first city on the border, Yericho, which was heavily walled. And we're going to see soon, Yericho was the gateway into Eretz Canaan. Vayalchu, so these two Meraglim went. Vayavo beit isha zonah ushma racha vayishkevu sham. Now let's analyze this pasuk a little bit. Says Rashi, Vayishlach Yoshua al korchi tzorach ani lomer shebetoch evel Moshe shlacham. So first he tells them, he sent these Meraglim before the 7th of Nisan. Sharei l'sof shlosha yomim shetamu yimei evel Moshe ad musayarde. 3 days from now, from the 7th, they were going to cross the Yarden. Shemi shamanu lemeidim shemeis. That's the whole way. Last week we learned shemeis Moshe b'shiva ba'adar. It never says in the Torah the day that Moshe died. We learn it out from this calculation that since they crossed on the 10th of Nisan, 3 days behind is Zion Nisan, and 30 days of the Avel of Moshe we bring back to Zion. So that's how we get back to Zion. We're going to see that the Meraglim took 5 days to finish their job. So they were sent 2 days before Zion Nisan. That's what Rashi is telling us. Shenamar Vayesh, because he recounts to us that in the parak we're about to learn, Yeshvu Sham Shloshes Yamim. First they stayed in the city at Shavua Rotrim until the people that were chasing them came back, Bo Balayla, and then Vayavru Vayabol Yoshua Benun. They had to cross the Yarden themselves to report back to Yoshua. And then Vayashkem Yoshua Babok Vaisum Hashitim, Hareyom Revi, Vayalinu Sham Terem Yavo, Nimsa Shlo Avraham Chamishi. So Rashi is giving us a little bit of a better chronology. Now, the Malbim asks a very obvious question. 40 years prior, Klal Yisrael got into a big trouble sending Meraglim, right? It was because the Meraglim came back with a bad report that the Jews had to wander in the desert for 40 years. All of a sudden, Yoshua is sending Meraglim again? Does that make any sense? So the Malbim asks that. Vayishlach Bala Shiva LaSheila Shetipol Bazeh Eich Shalach Yoshua Meraglim Achrei Shiro Hara Shenimshach Mishlichos Meraglim Moshe. By the way, who was one of the Meraglim? It was Yoshua. So he knew very well the problems with sending Meraglim. So the Malbim says, Chamisha Hevdelim Bein Meraglim Shel Yoshua Uvein Meraglim Shel Moshe. There are 5 differences in terms of what Moshe dealt with, what Yoshua dealt with. Number 1, HaMeraglim Sheshalach Moshe Hayu Al Pi She'elas Ha'am. The people had requested Meraglim. Shenamar, in Sefer Dvorim, when Moshe recounts what had happened, it says, V'tekrevune elai kulchem, v'tomru nishlecha nashim lefanenu. So it was the Jewish people who had come to Moshe and had said, please send Meraglim. V'lachen kesheshavu, when the Meraglim came back with Moshe, v'tziu diba, and they said Lashon Hara in the country, samchu aleim. The people relied on them because they were basically their shluchim. Aval po sholach Yoshua midas atzmo, v'lo midasa. So the Malbim says, number 1, here Yoshua is sending them on his own. Number 2, Moshe shlacham midbar paran, shaya rachok min haaretz, vayu mistapkin b'mehet haaretz al yichotem lechavsha. They went a far distance to go into the land of Israel. Aval Yoshua shalach min hashitim shaya b'gvul haaretz. These Meraglim are being sent right over the border. There was no question, are they going in or they're not going in? When they were very far away, and in the times of Moshe, they sent the Meraglim, maybe they would decide they don't want to go in. But that's not relevant now. They're standing literally on the foot of the Jordan. So there's no shaila, mistapik, and mikanesimla. It's rakli drosha makom hanoach lichvosh. Yoshua is being a military commander. He's trying to figure out which is the weakest spot for us to go in. That's number 2. Number 3, Moshe sholach shnei asar anoshim torim. Remember, in the times of Moshe, it says latur et haaretz. Taf vav reish. V'Yoshua sholach shnayim anashim meraglim. There's a difference between tar and regel. Ritzon ki kvar bi'arti be'perishat Torah sheyesh evdel bein hatar when we say latur et haaretz v'hameraglim. Hatar mevakesh hatov. The person who is a tar, he's looking for good. Im tova haaretz v'im anasheh giborim v'chadome. V'hameragel yevakesh es erva haaretz. The meragel is looking for the weakness. Hamakom anoach lechavsha misham. Uviarti ki yesh baze shnei minei shlichus. Ima am sholchim tarim lirot hatova imra. If the people are saying the meraglim, is it good or is it bad? And therefore, is it even worth fighting over? If they come back with a report, this is an ugly country with nothing to fight for, so yishlechu nasi mikol shevet. So that's why back then, 40 years before, they sent one nasi of each shevet. Ki lo yismechu bazel anoshim pchusim. So number one, they're not going to rely on simple people. V'lo yismechu shevet al shliach shevet acher. Listen to this, what the Malbim says. Each shevet had a different economy and a different, remember, Zvulun were going to be on the ocean, and they were going to be traders. And the Binyamin, they were going to be in Hara Yehuda, in Hara Binyamin. Each one had a different economic interest. Ki kol echad yishlach ish asher yismoch libo alav, ki atur im tia aretz muchsheres lifnei shifto, vasakav kvi mashu. So there the tour, the Latura Aretz had to do, well, each Shevet is going to find the part of Eretz Yisrael that was suitable to what that Shevet wanted to do economically. Oved Adama, Oroet Son, they were going to be farmers, the Shevet was going to be sheep people. O Osek B'Mischar, they were going to be business people. Olachov Anios, they were going to be boats, shipping. Val Kavanah Zot Shalach Moshe Latura Aretz Lo L'Ragel. V'lachein Shalach Nasi Mikol Shevet. V'lachein Yotza Michshol HaGadol Hazeh Mishlichutam. That's why the problem occurred. Lo chen im sholchim meragel. V'hu im hiskimu l'kavsha. V'sholchim li. Everybody's agreeing that they're going in to conquer. It's just now they want to find the weakest spot. Liros eservat haaretz me'ezem makom yichbeshu b'kal. Yishalchu ish echad o shnayim mehamonam ki ze yishlach rak saretz avarutz eladat me'ezem makom yilachem. ועל זה האופן שלח יהושע רק שניים ולא 12. ורק אנשים מהמון לא נשיאים ורק מרגלים ולא תרים. ולכן לא היה מקום פה להוצאת דיבו. Therefore, there's no chashash here that a bad report was going to come back to dissuade the people from going. He also, number 4, the fourth difference is shlacham cheresh. Nobody knew that Yoshua was sending these Meraglim. The people didn't know. So that's an important chiddush that we have to recognize. Yoshua sent these Meraglim personally, without informing Klal Yisrael. And the Ikar HaShlichus Hayal Yericho, because Shederech Sham Bav Ratz Ladas Ech Yibeshua. So now, the Sfas Emes. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's learn. So I think that's a very nice insight about the difference, why there was less of an issue with sending them these Meraglim versus the other Meraglim. Now, just to let everybody know, who were these Meraglim? Says the Yalkut Shimoni, Shnayim Anoshim Meraglim. I'm sorry.
It's Kalev and Pinchas.
Exactly, but I wanted to read you. I wanted to read here. It says in Bamidbar Rabbah, "Ein lecha chaviv l'fnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu k'shaliach shemishtalech lasos mitzvah v'nosei nafsho k'dei sheyatzliach b'shlichuso." There's nothing greater for HaKadosh Baruch Hu that a shaliach is going to perform a mitzvah, and he's giving his life for it. Bein lecha b'nei Adam shenishtalchu lasos mitzvah. V'nosnim nafsham latzliach b'shlichuson ka'osam shnayim shesholach Yoshua bin Nun. Shneamar, vayishlach Yoshua bin Nun minashitim shnayim. Mi ayu, who were they? Shana Rabbeinu, elu Pinchas v'Kaleh. V'holchu v'nosnu nafsham v'yitzlichu b'shlichusam. So Who were these Meraglim? Pinchas and Caleb. Now, Rashi says on the word cheresh, which we said means in secret, that's beraz, kach targum yonasim. Beraz means secretly. Omer lahem, asu atzmechem kecharshim, kidesh le'estir divrei mitnechem. Make yourself like people who are selling pottery. Or davar achar, hatinu atzmechem kedeiros, kidesh yunim kigador, like people who are selling pots. And the Sfas Emes says, why is this? They wanted to know the secrets and what the Kananim were talking about. They were going to make themselves as part of the economy so they could listen to things. He also didn't want to make the Jews afraid by letting them know, this is going to be a tough battle, so I'm sending Meraglim. He kept it quiet. Then this pasuk said, they came to Yericho. Says Rashi, Re'ues ha'aretz ve'es Yericho. V'alo Yericho bichlal. Yericho is already part of the Aretz. Why are you now saying Aretz and then you're detailing Yericho? Lama yatzas. Shahaisa kasha keneged kula. Conquering Yericho was as hard as conquering the rest of Eretz Yisrael. Lefi shahaisa yosheves al asfar. It was right on the border. Kayotzebo vayifogdu mavdei David tisha sar ish v'asoya. Like later on in Shmuel, they're going to say David appointed 19 soldiers and Asaya. Well, I understand. He was stronger than all of them. Similarly, Kayotzobo, the Melech Shlomo, Ahav Nashim Nochriot Rabot, Vedbat Paro. It says that Shlomo Melech had married 1,000 different queens from all over the world, like the Queen of Sheba, to make like diplomacy. So it says he Nochrios Rabos, and there's Basparo. Although Basparo Bichlalaisa. Basparo was already included in the statement many wives. Lama Yatzas. Ela Shayam Chababo Keneged Kulana. She was his favorite. Uklapechet. Shechtiusu Yosher Mikulan. And therefore it was Basparo that's mentioned that sort of diverted Shlomo HaMelech's idea to maybe to worship Avodah Zarah. There's a debate in the Gemara, did Shlomo HaMelech really do it or not? But there's clearly the portion of the pasuk, which Mirza Hashem we will get to when we get to Malachim. But Rashi is trying to show us a similarity to when it says here Aretz ves Yericho. Now, where did they go? To Isha Zona Ushma Racha, Vayishkevu Sham. Now, the regular translation of an Isha Zona is a harlot. Says Rashi, Isha Zona, Tirgem Yonasan Pundagisa, Mocheres Mine Mizonos. She was an innkeeper who sold food from the word mazon, right? Zona, mazon, mizonos. That's the way Rashi is learning. Says the Sfas Emes, after be'emet hayta zona mamish. But she was also a mamish zona, as Rashi is going to tell us in Pasuk Yud Aleph. Mikol mokom tofus kan keperush hatargum Yonasan. Here, Rashi is grabbing onto the perush of the Targum Yonasan to say that she was an innkeeper. Mishum devada in kavonas hakosu kan l'saper shaisa zona. The pasuk here doesn't want to go out of its way to tell us about what she did as a profession. That's embarrassing and a negative thing to say that the Meraglim were going to stay at such a house. And the Sfas Emes learns that Pinchas and Kali didn't know about El sovrim ayu mashakor musozona mishum shemocheres mine mazo. They thought that they called her that because of the fact that she sold mazo. Achein haradak pirish gam kavanas hatargum shaisa zona. Shaboshon targum nikra zona pundikis. According to the Radak, that the Aramaic translation of the zona, of a real zona, is a pundikis. Shemafkeres atzma lakol kapundikis. A hotel is open to everybody. Everyone can stay in an inn. Anyone can have relations with a harlot. Is the way in Aramaic they used to call a zona pundikis. So it's just an interesting, in terms of rachav hazona. Now, there was a nice Tana Rabbanan. This is in the Masechta Megillah Das Tev Tzvav. Arba noshim yefefiyos hayu ba'olam. The four most beautiful women in history. Who were they? Sarah, Abigail, Rachav, and Esther Amalka. So Rachav was known for her beauty. Then there's in the Sifri, Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Arba Shema Shel Gnai Hayala, Nikra Shma Rachav Hazona Kishma, Davar Achar Rachav Hazona Shaisa Mezana in Bnei Medina Mibifnim, V'Malistim V'Achutz. The great and powerful would come to Rachav Hazona. Shenemar Kivesa B'Kir Achoma U'Vachoma Hi Yosheves. Davar Achar Rachav Hazona Shaisa Meretz Canaan, V'Lohaya Be'eretz Canaan B'nei Odem Roim V'Kashim Mehem. She lived in a land that had very evil people. Now, because the Malbim says, because the Rachav, because everyone famous and the Gdolim in Canaan were intimate with Rachav, Niglu la Sisrei Gdolei Arts V'Sodoseya, the Etzla Yachkoru Kolanas Ba'aretz. That's why it was a very opportune place for the Meraglim to go, because they were sent by Yoshua to find out about all the secrets, all the weaknesses, etc. And she gave them it all because she was quite aware of it because of her profession.
How did they know she would be, an accomplice? I mean,
They at this point, again, let's see what happens. We don't know. At this point, they go into the inn, and maybe they had done some homework, and they found that this was a connected person. So at this point, maybe they're not sure that they're not going to be turned in. So now let's continue the psuki. Vayamar lemelech Yericho lemor. Now the king heard. Word must have come out from the guards at the gates of the walls that there are Meraglim in the city. Vayishlach melech Yericho el Rachav lemor. And the melech suspected, perhaps, this was a famous inn with Rachav Hazona. Hotzi, he sent word. Hotzi anashim abayim elayich asher ba'u lebeisech. Reveal these people who came to your home. Kilach pores kol haaretz ba'u. They've come to spy out the land. Now, Kenny is perhaps the answer to what Kenny was asking. Vatikach ha'isha es shnei anashim vatitzpeno. She took them and hid them. Vatomer came. Ba'u elai anashim v'lo yadati me'aynem. And she tells the king's messengers, yes, these people came. I didn't know where they came from. Vahi ashar lizgor, and the gate was closing. V'choshech v'anashim yatzau, and the men left. Lo yadati anai helchu anashim. I don't know where they went. Ritfu maher, go chase after them. Ki tasigum, and maybe you will catch them. But vihi Helatama gaga. She brought them up to the roof. Vatit menem bepishte ha'etz. She hid them in flax plants. Ha'aruchos lalagad. She was drying the flax plants are used to make linen. They weave linen out of flax, but you have to dry it first. So they were up on her roof drying, and she hid them in these flax plants. V'anashim radfu achrem derech hayardek. So the king's officers chased after them. Ala mabro. V'ashar sagaru, and the gate closed behind them. Achrei kasher yatzar rod from achrei. V'hema ter mishkavun, before the Meraglim go to sleep. V'hi al salei amalagad. She goes up to the roof. V'tomer el ha'anashim. Yadati ki natan Hashem lachem et haaretz, v'chi nafla ematchem aleinu, v'chi namogu kol yoshrei haaretz mipnechem. So she understands that these are from Bnei Israel, and she tells them that the whole country is terrified of you because they have heard, like the next passage says, Ki shamanu, et asher hovish Hashem et mei yamsuf mipnechem, the way you walk through the Yamsuf, and the way you wiped out Sichon Melech Heshbon and Og Melech Habashan, Asher be'ever Yarden, l'Sichon u'la'og, Asher cheramtem osam, that you destroyed them. V'nishma vayimas levaveinu, we heard and our hearts melted. V'lokama od ruach b'ish b'nechem, ki Hashem Elokeichem, Hu Elokim b'shamayim mimal ve'al haaretz mitach. Okay, so let's take a break here and go back to again pasuk Gimel. So I'm sorry, pasuk Dal. Vatikach ha'isha et shnei anashim v'titzpeno. Says Rashi, Yesh mikraot midabrim ala rabim ki yachid. So there are times where a pasuk will use a singular word when it's referring to plural. Where is the most famous example of that? I would say when it says Vayichan Sham Yisrael neged Har, right? When they surrounded Har Sinai, it should have said Vayachanu. They're talking about 3 million people. But it says Vayichan Sham. And what does Rashi say there? It quotes a medrash, Ki ish echad b'lev echad. So here also is an example, because the word Vatitzpeno, it should say Vatitzpeneim. She hid them. Like it says later on. Later on, we're going to say that she hid them in the flax plants. She uses the plural. But here, she uses the yachid. So Rashi says, Lefi shemira bat manasam. She wanted to hide them very quickly. Uvemokum tsar, very tight place, as ki'ilu haya yachid. So that's Rashi giving a poshut pshat, that because she put them in a place that could only accommodate one person, even though she stuck 2 people in there, that's why the pasuk uses the word single. However, Midrash Agadas Tanchuma, Rashi gives us a Midrash. Pinchas v'kalev hayu. So here Rashi tells us the Meraglim were Pinchas v'kalev, quoting the Gemara that I mentioned, or quoting the Sifri that we mentioned. Upinchas amad lifneihem v'lo ra'u, lefi shahayat kamalach. Pinchas was the invisible man. He was like a malach and couldn't be seen. Now, this is Dr. Agassi. I'm giving a shiur right now. I'll have to call you back. Okay. Now, who does Chazal say Pinchas was? Pinchas Ze Eliyahu means Chazal has a tradition that Pinchas is the same person as Eliyahu Navi. And Eliyahu Navi is like a mal, right? Eliyahu Navi is going to visit us Wednesday night. We don't see him. He's invisible. So that's a little bit what's going on here. That since one of these people are Pinchas, they used a singular word because he made it so he couldn't be seen. Davar acher, vatitzbeno, kol echad ve'echad b'fnei atzmo, means she hid each one individually. I want to say the Malbim says something very interesting about the word vatitzbeno. Now, my friends, we're going to do something Wednesday night that has this word, vatitzbeno. We're going to do tzafun, right? When we hide the afikoman, and eventually we eat the afikoman, we bring it out from hiding tzafun. And the Malbim tells us, yesh hevdel bein tzafan uvein toman. Toman from the word tet mem nun. We're going to learn in Masechta Shabbos of the concept of hatmana, that if you take a pot and you bury it in the ground, you're adding heat to it. And there's a problem, all of the dinim of putting a cholent overnight and on a blech. We're going to learn all these dinim regarding hatmana. So the word hatmana also refers to hiding. So what's the difference the Malbim wants to know between Sofan and Toman? Hatzofun hu ha'oimed b'makom she'en ha'ayin ro'ehu. Sofan means you hide yourself where you can't be seen, which is the opposite of the word sofa, right? By spying something out. Hagam she'en mechusa be'ez michse. You're not covered either with a covering or ba'ofar. You're standing on the side. So that's sofa. Va'atomun hu ha'mechusa milmala b'kisui o ba'ofar. So the Voshluchei HaMelech Pitom. All of a sudden, this is the Malbim still. When the officers of the king show up quickly, at that time, she didn't have time to hide them properly under a cover, like she did later on the roof. She could only put them in a closet. She could put them, hiding them in a corner somewhere. There were two episodes of hiding. This episode and later on bringing them up to the roof. Okay, this is a very nice shot in the Malbim, and that's why many of us have the minhag that when we break the afikoman, we don't just put it. There used to be a minhag where they put it into like a pillowcase, and the father would put it behind his back. That's the pshat, because it's not just enough to be covered. It has to be put out of eyesight. My minhag is to go actually out of the room and hide somewhere to fulfill this concept of vatitzbeno, because it's keren zav. It's not enough to just cover it, to put it in a kisui. That would be hatmana. But since it's tzafun eventually, because we're going to remove it from the tzafun, it has to be put out. Now we can go into a drush as to why that happens like that. Now, the gentleman that learned Daf Yomi will recognize the following Gemaras. We had him in Brachos maybe a few weeks ago. Amar Rav, Hani Chilfi Diyama, Mevarchin Alai Borat says, Bore Atzei B'Samim. For the plant, the flax plant, if it has a good smell, you make a bracha Atzei B'Samim. Amar Marzutra Maikra, from this pasuk, V'hi Elasam Hagaga, Vatitmenem B'Pishtei Ha'etz. So you see, a flax is called an eitz. And there we learn a halacha that the bracha you make if you smell that bark is atzei b'samim, not boire minei b'samim. And then we just learned maybe 2 days ago, any material that comes from a tree, you can't use as a wick. The only one you can use is a flax plant. Minolon the pishtanik creates. How do we know that the flax plant is called AIDS? Omar Zutra, the Omar Kra, the Elasama Gaga, Vatitmine the Pishtea AIDS. So we see two halachos learned from this pasuk of Rachav hiding them in these flax plants. It says in Masechta Zvachim, Omru Baseser Shonim Haisa B'Shar Sheyotzi Yisrael Mitzrayim. Rachav was 10 years old when the Bnei Yisrael went out of Mitzrayim 40 years before. Kol Arbaim Shana Shai Yisrael B'Midbar Zinsa. For the 40 years that Klal Yisrael was in the Midbar, she was a zona. L'chamishim Shana Nizgaira. In her 50th year, she became a Jewess. We heard the psukim. She said, Hashem is Hashem. Amra, b'shloisha dvorim chatasi. I sinned in 3 ways. B'shlosha dvorim yimcholi. B'chevel, u'v'chalon, u'v'suka. Shenemar, v'toridem b'chevel be'ara chalon. We're going to see very, very soon. Rachav Azona had a rope that her clients would climb the rope to get up to her. She is going to save the Meraglim by letting them climb down that rope and go to safety. The same window that her clients would come in, she ended up doing it as a mitzvah. And then the Pishtei Ha'etz, which can be used for schach, to be Mesachech Sukkah, is also, we see sort of Zel Umazeh. These 3 things that she did are connected to various mitzvahs that she's now connected. Now, we're going to see very shortly who married Rachav Azona. None other than Yoshua. We like to find out things like this. None other than Yoshua. And we're going to see very soon okay, let me see. Let's go weiter where we finished off here. Now, how did the people in Canaan know about the Kriyas Yamsuf? Says the Gemara Masechta Sota, Melamed shayu mayim nigdoshim v'olim kipim agabe kipin yoser mishlosh me'os mil. It says that the waves of the Yamsuf got so big that it was 300 kilometers high. Ad sherolos on kol malchei mizrach u'mayrav. Shenema, until all the kings of east and west saw it. As it says later on, Vayiki Shmo kol malchei Amoria shebever Yarden Yama, v'chol malchei Aknani asher layam, eit asher hovish Hashem et mei Yarden v'bnei bnei Yisrael, ad Avram vayimas levavam. This is also this is eventually. So they saw it by the Yamsuf, they saw it by the Yarden as well. And the same thing was Rachav Azona showed them as well. Now remember, even Yisro in Midian, right? When Yisro comes, what does it says he heard? He heard about Kriyas Yamsuf. So that may have traveled through whatever newspapers or whatever the news was at that time. So it wasn't just that they could see it physically, but also maybe the way Yisro found out about it, they could have found it as well that way. Now, let's go back to the psukim where we left off. Vanishma vayimas levavenu. V'lo kama od ruach b'ish mipnechem, ki Hashem Elokechem hu Elokim b'shamayim imav v'aretz mitach. Says Rashi, V'lo kama od ruach b'ish, afilu lishkav v'misha. So that means they got so terrified that the power of male sexuality was also affected for those 40 years. So she was the right person to know that the people had been affected psychologically so that they were not the same men that they were before. This was important information militarily to go back to Yoshua by the Meraglim. I deal with that all the time in urology because people who are depressed can have dysfunction in that area. So here it happened because of the nisim that they had heard about Eretz Yisrael. They were afraid for their lives. Pasuk Yud Beis. Ve'ata. So now Rachav is committed to them. She says that we recognize Hashem. So he says, Hishavu nali b'Hashem, ki asisi machem chesed. Please take a shvua that you will do for me a chesed. V'asisem gam atem in beis avi chesed, unesatem li os emes. And you need to give me a sign of truth. Says Rashi, shetasu k'shetavo v'tichbushu sa'ir, shetakira os utechayuli. They're going to come up with some kind of signal for their house that when they come in and conquer Yericho, they're going to spare Rachav and her family. The Gra tries to explain the difference between this chesed and emes. Perush, ki ma she'adam oseh lechaveru tova mechadash, hu nikra chesed. When you're not returning a favor, when you are instigating, you show up and you do something nice for a person as an initiating an event, that's called chesed. Uma she'adam yishalem tova lechaveru, al she'asa imo michvar tova, nikra emes. If you return, somebody did you a chesed, and you go back and do that person a chesed, that's called emes. Kihu mechuyav lasot lozo. Because of our concept of hakaras hatov, you are obligated to do that. V'zeh she'amu Chazal. He quotes a Chazal, but we say also titein emet liYaakov, chesed leAvram. Perush. Ki ma she'ivtiach leAvram haya chesed. Ki hi tova chadasha. Hashem never had a relationship with anybody before Avram. So when he promises to Avram, I'm going to give you Eretz Canaan, that's a chesed. But Eitzel Yaakov he emes. Sheshilem lo ma shivtiach kvar lavram. And that's the concept of Titein emes liYaakov chesed lavram. Now we understand that pasuk, what that means. Then it says, V'achisem es avi v'simi, you should keep my father and mother alive. V'sachai v'sach yosai v'skol asher lahem, v'yitzaltem es nafshoseinu mimaves, and save them from death. V'yomru la'anashim, the Meraglim responded, Nafshenu tachtechem lamus. We put our lives on the line. Im lo tagidu es dvarenu zeh, as long as you don't reveal our promise to you, and v'haya b'teit Hashem lanu et haaretz, v'asinu imach chesed v'emet. The Meraglim agree, we'll do chesed v'emet for you. V'toridein b'chevel be'ad hachalon. And she put a rope down. Ki veita b'chir kira choma. Her house was in the wall itself. Uv'chomai yoshavit. So by them climbing out of the window, they were out of the wall. And v'tomer lahem ahar alechu. Go flee to the mountain. Pen yifku b'chem harodfim. V'nachbeitem shama shloshet yamim ad shuv harodfim v'char telchu d'archichem. Wait 3 days in the mountain until the people chasing after you will give up, and then you can go your way. Vayomru eleh anashim nikiyim anachnu mishvasei chazeh asher ishbatanu. we are making a shvua with you. Hinei anachnu ba'im ba'aretz. When we come into the land at Tikvat Chut Hashani, dangle a red thread, hazeh, tikshari b'chalon, asher horadetenu, for the same window that you lowered us out of, and therefore v'tavich v'timech v'tachach v'kol beit avich, your family, tasfi elach habayit, you have to put your whole family in your house. V'haya kol asher yetze midalte beitecha chutza dama b'rosho v'anachnu nekim. If anybody of your family goes out of the house and they get killed, it's their blood is not on our head. But if the blood is going to be on our head, if something happens to them if they're in the house. But then, but if you reveal any of this deal we made, and she agrees, she already tied the red string there. So they ran away to the mountain at Shavu Arofim. They were not found. They crossed over the Yarden back to Yoshua, and told them the whole news. Yoshua, Kinatan Hashem bi'adenu et kol haaretz, v'gam namogu kol yoshvei haaretz mipanenu, and the people will be afraid of us. The chazal that I was looking for that came out of Rachav and Yoshua, many kings and many Nevi'im and also Kohanim. Yirmiyah Navi was from Rachav Navi. I can't, for hopefully next week, we'll finish up the few chazals that I wanted to mention at the end of this, the last few psukim that we read, and Mirza Hashem will start Perek Gimel describing crossing the Yarden. Anybody have any comments?